we're talking about TV noir. That's right, all of you know film noir from the 40s with leading men like Humphrey Bogart, Robert Mitchum, and Alan Ladd. They all started their careers playing bad guys, but became tough guys in film noir in the 40s. They even had radio shows, Humphrey Bogart in Dark Passage, Dick Powell as Richard Diamond, written by Blake Edwards, and Alan Ladd. Alan Ladd was in Box 13 as Dan Holliday, a successful mystery writer who yearned for adventure, and week after week on the radio, he got it. Well, in 1954, 1 year after Shane, he decided to make a TV pilot for Box 13. And it was terrific. It had all of the things that you expect from film noir, but done for the small screen. You had a person who was accused of murder, perhaps innocent. He was roughed up, he was drugged, and it's a terrific show. We're showing that today, right now, as part of our November Noir. TV Noir, here we come.
Hi, Willie. Is Bill there on this block?
No, it's down the street around the corner.
Oh. Thanks. Uh-oh. What's that thing?
Lunch?
I'm glad I can't join you, Lieutenant.
You have joined us.
Just because I love you.
Say hello to Kennedy.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm having lunch at the Golden Arrow today.
You can get a nice $1 lunch there for $5.
Oh, not me. I'm an invited guest. By Mr. Paul Wells. He answered my ad.
Quote, wanted adventure. Will go anywhere, do anything. Unquote. You better take a good look at this character, Kennedy. Someday you may have to identify him. You know, I know 8 or 10 writers around this place. They all dream up their own stuff. But not Holiday. Oh, no. He's got to advertise, will do anything. One of these days, you're going to trip over something you can't handle.
In that case, I ring clean.
Sure, Daniel, sure. Just don't call me when I'm off duty. In fact, try not to call me at all.
Okay. But if I do, you come running.
Sure, sure.
See ya. Bye, Willie.
Screwball, huh?
He's a friend of mine, and I like him.
Yes, I answered your advertisement. It fascinated me. Tell me, are you bored, Mr. Holliday?
No, Mr. Wells, dry.
Dry?
Yes, I just got tired of writing the same plot. Once in a while, my ad leads me to a new one.
I see. More coffee?
Oh, thanks.
Are you, wondering about my proposition, Mr. Holliday?
Naturally.
It concerns about $5 million.
Well, it's a good opening. But what do you do for the second act?
Well, it's quite simple, really, and perfectly legal. But there is a risk involved.
At those prices, I can imagine.
And for you, there's $10,000.
Really?
I thought you'd find it interesting.
Oh,
Clarice. Oh, may I present Mr. Holliday? This is Miss Clarice Benton.
how do you do, Mr. Holliday?
How do you do?
Oh, do please sit down. I can't stay but a moment. I just wanted to say hello to Paul. He's my attorney.
Oh, won't you have some coffee?
Oh, thank you, Paul. I can't. Have a date at the hairdresser. Have to get my bracelet repaired. Can't wait. Look. Oh, how clumsy can you get? I've been dropping things all day. Nothing's gone right. I guess this is just one of those days. Thank you. Well, I'm delighted to have met you, Mr. Holliday. Call me this evening, Paul. Goodbye.
Clarice.
This is one of those days. Goodbye.
She's charming, but just a little scatterbrained. Now then, Mr. Holliday, suppose we finish our coffee and get on with our business. My car's outside.
Chapter 2, huh?
You're very amusing. Waiter. What's the matter?
I don't know. I feel a little funny.
Oh, come on, get in the car. Let me get you to the doctor.
That's all right.
Oh, come. Thank you.
Hugo. Get him into bed. Now, just relax for a moment, Mr. Stokes.
Huh?
I said relax for a moment.
Why'd you call me?
Never mind. The important thing now is that you rest. Wait outside. I'll call you if I need you. Now, let's get a few facts straight, Mr. Stokes.
Like my name, huh?
Stokes. Edward Stokes.
If I go along with that joke, what happens?
We'll do our best to see that you're restored to health.
I'm sick, huh?
I'm going to be very frank with you, Mr. Stokes. Now listen carefully.
I'm listening, Doctor. You are a doctor.
Psychiatrist. Dr. Cordell. Now, there will be times when you have an absolute lack of recall, memory. Other times, like the present moment, you'll be almost normal.
You call this normal? How'd I get here?
Your friend, Mr. Wells, brought you.
Oh.
Yes, you see, your wife was greatly distressed at the
My wife?
at the lack of progress you had made at the Millhaven Sanitarium. She's having you recommitted here.
End of joke.
Believe me, Mr. Stokes, this has never been a joke.
Where are my clothes?
Hugo!
Let's behave now, Mr.
Stokes! Stokes! Better give him another sedative. I'm afraid Mr. Stokes has homicidal tendencies.
That's no good, Mr. Stokes. The straps will cut, and that hurts.
Your name's Hugo.
So you remember, huh? Now that's good. Lots of times they can't remember nothing.
Where are my clothes, Hugo?
Sorry, Mr. Stokes. No dice.
I don't want my clothes. Get my wallet. Look in it. You'll find my identification. It's Dan Holliday.
Stokes. Edward Stokes. Look, I undressed you. Put you in here.
That isn't my wallet. My name is Dan Holliday. Go to a phone. Call Lieutenant Kling of the city police. Describe me to him. Tell him that
tough on yourself, Mr. Stokes. Just take it easy.
My name is not Stokes.
Please. Don't get violent like they tell me you did at the other place. 'Cause if you do, I'll just have to massage you.
How is he?
Well, he remembered my name, but...
Take these off. I'm sorry we had to use force, Mr. Stokes. Please don't make us do it again. I have a surprise for you.
I'll bet.
Your wife's downstairs. We'll take you to her.
Chapter 3. All right, Doctor. Let's go meet the wife.
Now remember, there'll be an attendant with Cordell, so try and make it look good, Clarice.
I'm scared, Paul.
Why?
He doesn't really look like Edward. Paul, I won't go through with it. I don't...
You're forgetting something, Clarice. $5 million. And if they ever find Edward's body, you and I go to the electric chair for murder.
Oh, stop it, Paul.
When we get through with Holiday, and you identify his body as Edward, and the attendants here identify him as Edward, that will be the end of it.
Edward.
Hello, Clarice. And Mr. Wells. You know, this corny plot of yours, the police will never buy it. The oldest gag in the world. Drop your bag, and when I pick up your things, I'll make you in the coffee. What's your angle, Wells?
Well, there's no angle, Edward. Clarice simply thought you might make a more speedy recovery here.
If you'll just sign those papers, Mrs. Stokes, everything will be fine.
Take a lot of explaining to the police. For instance, what happened to the real Mr. Stokes?
Paul.
Clarice,
He wouldn't be dead, would he?
You two better get out of here.
Did you kill him for that $5 million you mentioned? Or did you? Or did both of you?
What about the attendants?
They all think he's Stokes. Hugo even heard him say hello to Clarice. Only the three of us know.
4.
You see, you don't matter. As far as Hugo and company are concerned, you're behaving exactly as you did at Millhaven.
You won't use that.
If you force me to. It'd be self-defense.
I don't know what your cut of the $5 million is, Doctor. But I doubt if it's worth gambling with murder. You see, you haven't killed anybody yet.
Hugo. Take him back to his room and strap him up again.
You just come with me.
I'd stay there, Hugo.
And be careful, Hugo. He may get violent.
Stay back, Dr. Cordell. I can handle him. Now, come on, Mr. Stokes. Let's take it easy now, huh?
Like he says, Hugo, I'm a violent man.
No, you aren't. You're a nice guy, Mr. Stokes.
Hugo, my name's not Stokes. He's dead. He was taken from a sanitarium and killed. I was brought here to impersonate him.
Sure, I know all that.
Now, Hugo.
Get away from him, Hugo. It's Stokes. He killed Hugo. Be careful, he's still got the gun. Get out the alarm.
Stokes. Edward Stokes. He just killed one of my attendants. He's a homicidal maniac, Sheriff. Don't take any chances.
Maniac just broke out of Cordell Sanitarium and killed her, and he's got a gun. Talk. Just nod or shake your head. Are you alone? Now, look, I'm not going to hurt you. Where's your phone? All right, you can talk now.
We haven't got one.
We?
My father and brother.
Where are they?
Down the road.
Where down the road?
At the barn dance.
I've got to get to a phone. Where's the closest one?
There's a filling station right down the road.
Can you get me some clothes?
We interrupt this program to bring you another bulletin on the escaped madman. He is armed. He is dangerous. He has already killed one man. Cooperate with the local authorities and report anything suspicious.
Don't believe that. Do I look crazy to you?
Uh-huh.
I do.
Clothes and a gun.
I forgot. Come on, give me the clothes.
All right.
Stay inside for 10 minutes. Promise? Good girl.
Hi, Tim.
Hi, Charlie. Evening, Dr. Cordell.
Heard the news?
Yeah, what's new on the guy?
Nothing yet, but he's around somewhere. Couldn't get far in what he was wearing.
Hey, do you think he's near here?
Well, don't know. He may be trying to get to a car, so keep your eye peeled.
He's already killed one man. Look, I got a gun in there. Am I supposed to use it on him if I see him?
You may have to. Okay, Tim, be careful.
Stop it! Don't try anything. I want to use your phone.
Look, fella, why don't you give yourself up? You don't stand a chance.
You're so right. But every trigger-happy guy will be out till they're killed. They won't let me surrender. All right, now give me some change. Come on.
How much?
Nickels, dimes. $50 worth. Operator, give me Plaza 56599. 56599. That's right. Hurry, please.
Yeah?
Hello, Kling. Kling, this is Dan. Dan Holliday. Look, Kling, I'm in trouble. I need you to identify me.
Where? Well, stay there.
I can't. A girl knows I'm using this phone. Don't ask any questions. Believe me. Believe me, I'm in trouble. They think I'm crazy.
You are crazy, but I'll be there. Tell me a place where I can meet you.
All right, there's a barn dance on Highway 49. Highway 49. Near the Cordell Sanitarium. Yeah. Yeah. Now, look, I'll be there somewhere. But remember, Highway 49. And hurry, will you?
Right.
Anybody a partner, and the corner's off. Side to the brand new girl go forward, up and back. Now forward again with the right flip through, you're doing fine. Swing on the corner like swinging on the vine.
Hi.
Hello.
You're new around here, ain't you?
Yeah, my car broke down. It's the gas station down the road.
Oh, Tim's place, yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's it.
Hey, you better go on inside while you're waiting. That crazy fella roaming around ain't too safe out here.
Maybe you're right.
I better go ahead to those young folks inside.
home, everybody swing, everybody swing. Now, man, look for the old duck pan. With a great big yell. Meet your honey and swing, everybody swing. And the old man looks for the old duck pan and wants to ride around the swing. Go hand over hand, go round the ring, and a hand over hand, go to the string. And meet your honey and fox snap and turn back. Now you promenade to go one and all, go promenade, go round.
Everybody, off the floor. There he is.
Get that tear gas in here. Two of you lob a couple of shells through that back window. Shoot as soon as he comes out.
Don't take any chances. He's a killer. Here, hold it a minute. Hold it.
Get away from that door, you idiot. So what?
You've got the wrong man in there. He's a friend of mine, Holiday. Wait a minute. Where do you think you're going? You stay where you are. Oh, Dan, are you in there? This is Kling. Can you hear me? It's Kling.
What took you so long?
Come on out.
Make him throw the gun out first.
Throw the gun out, Dan. It's okay. It's Holiday. Easy. What's this all about?
Ask him the answers. And pick up a couple of jokers by the name of Paul Wells and Clarice Stokes.
Why, they're waiting in my office.
They're the ones that killed the real Stokes.
Come on, you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I owe you an explanation. You see, I'm a writer, and the real Stokes had a lot of money. And Clarice, his wife, and this fellow called Paul Wells, you tell her, Kling.
He's crazy.
You know he's right.
It's a shame that didn't make it as a series. I just thought it was terrific. Frank Tuttle, who was the writer-director on this, was the writer on the radio series too for Alan Ladd, and Ladd's production company, Jaguar, produced it. Now, I know we've got a lot of sharp-eyed viewers out there who follow our programs. Well, how many of you noticed the gas station attendant? Do you know who that was? That was Gene Reynolds, former child actor who became an Emmy-winning producer on MASH and Lou Grant. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. You did a film with Alan Ladd, too, later in his career.
Yes.
One Foot in Hell.
Yes.
That was a vengeful movie as well.
Well, the interesting thing is that I was hired to play the part that he played. And they came to me one day and they said, would you switch to play the drunk in the show? And then we can get Alan Ladd to play your part. And I said, Shane? I said, that's terrific. Okay, we'll do that. So that's what we do. We switch our
Wouldn't that have
roles.
been the time to say, no, I'm walking?
That would have been, yes. That could have been very well. But he had a very serious drinking problem. And he had a trick he used to do is that he'd have his stand-in come out and hand him a glass and he'd drink out of it. And it said water. He said, would you like some? And he'd give it to me to have a sip of, as to prove it was water. And then he would be slipped a different cup and it was not water. So I was playing a drunk, but it was pretty hard to compete with a real drunk.
Raised in poverty, Alan Ladd, the short, shy young boy who wanted to be a movie star, had become one of the most popular actors in the world. Sadly, that stardom never brought him the confidence or pleasure that he craved, and he died too soon. As an undersized youngster, future superstar Alan Ladd was teased. That's right. The man we know and love from one of the greatest westerns of all time, white-hatted, leather-wearing, gun-toting Shane, was teased when he was growing up. They called him Tiny. Born September 3, 1913, in Hot Springs, Arkansas, Ladd's father died when he was 4. An only child being raised by a poor single parent, Ladd was malnourished and unusually small. At the age of 5, playing with matches, the young lad accidentally burned down the apartment where he lived with Ina, his widowed mother. Ina, hoping for a new and better life, soon moved to Oklahoma City with her son. When he was 8, Alan Ladd's mother married a house painter, and the three moved to California. Their departure from Oklahoma was a journey like the Jodes trek in the Grapes of Wrath, slow, dusty, painful. On arrival in California, the near-destitute stepfather labored in the fields picking fruit, joined by his son when he wasn't in school. A classmate noticed that young Ladd never had lunch, and one day invited him to his home for a meal. That kind little boy was future actor Anthony Caruso, who became a lifelong friend and later co-starred in dozens of Alan Ladd movies. Attending Hollywood High School, Alan Ladd discovered track and field, swimming, and diving. Though small, his body, probably strong from years of manual labor, quickly developed. He became a popular high school athlete and even considered competing in the 1932 Olympics. Ladd dreamed of becoming a movie star, and after graduation from high school got work at Warner Brothers Studios as a grip and maintenance man. He married and began taking acting lessons on the side, landing a series of forgettable bit parts in movies, mostly uncredited roles. Possessing a deep, resonant voice, gigs on radio dramas helped pay the bills. Barely. A son, Alan Ladd Jr., was born in 1937. Laddie, as Jr. was called, became a successful film producer and is the 20th Century Fox executive who greenlit the original Star Wars in the mid-1970s. With a baby now in the apartment, Ladd's alcoholic mother, Ina, moved in. One night, after a quarrel with her son, Ina took her own life by ingesting poison. Ladd watched his mother, writhing in agony, die. For the rest of his life, the guilt and memory never left him. Heard on radio dramas by Sue Carroll, a former actress turned Hollywood agent, Ladd was signed by her to a personal contract. With his handsome yet boyish face and short stature, Ladd was a tough sell. During the late 1930s, Ladd had been appearing as bland juvenile leads, mostly nothing parts, small bits, and extra work. But Sue Carroll, she saw stardom for the struggling, shy unknown. Suddenly, Alan Ladd had someone who believed in him. Countless auditions followed, and roles in films increased in size over the next several years. Ladd's commanding voice is heard as a reporter in Citizen Kane, and he is seen in the shadows and in the warehouse at the end of the film. In the Zane Grey Western remake, Light of the Western Stars in 1940, Ladd looked good, but it was only a small role as a young cowhand in love. In Born to the West with John Wayne and Marcia Hunt, Ladd, mistakenly billed in the credits, isn't even in the film. Ladd's agent and new believer, Sue Carroll, kept pushing and pushing for bigger parts and stronger roles. All this auditioning activity created turmoil at home for Ladd and for Sue Carroll, then on her third marriage and 10 years older than her prized new client. Following their respective divorces, they were to marry in March 1942, just prior to the release of the film that would make Ladd a star. That film was 1942's This Gun for Hire, based on a Graham Greene novel with a screenplay by Albert Maltz and W.R. Burnett. It starred Robert Preston and another hot newcomer, sultry Veronica Lake. Cast against type as Raven, a small, cold-blooded hitman, Ladd became an overnight sensation. His handsome face, dark, expressive eyes, and deep voice became chilling on screen, making him the perfect gun-wielding tough guy for post-war audiences. Paramount Studio executives were ecstatic. Where's this guy been? Sign him to a long-term contract. They did. This Gun for Hire launched Alan Ladd as a leading man. He became a Paramount moneymaker and one of the most popular stars of the 1940s. He was paired with his co-star petite Veronica Lake several times. At 5 feet 1 3/4 inches, she was even shorter than 5'6" Ladd. The duo caused a sensation. Their chemistry made them a hot ticket, generating a sexual antagonism on screen. They starred together in more films, two that have become noir classics, The Glass Key and The Blue Dahlia. Off-screen, however, there was no love lost between the two stars. Whispering Smith, 1948, was Alan Ladd's first starring Western, and also his first color film. It was an A-plus spectacular, loaded with action and a fine cast that included Brenda Marshall, Robert Preston, Donald Crisp, William Demarest, and black-clad Frank Phelan as Whitey, a deadly two-gun-slinging killer. That's right, film fans, Frank Phelan, Dobie's dad, Mr. G on The Adventures of Dobie Gillis with Dwayne Hickman. He was a very credible gunslinger. Ladd's Whispering Smith was a railroad detective convinced that his old friend, Preston, had gone to the dark side, joining railroad looters and killers. Talented Brenda Marshall was the wife of Preston with suppressed feelings for Ladd. Fans followed Alan Ladd from the dark city streets to the Wild West, and Whispering Smith was a huge hit. An accomplished writer off-screen with a stable of horses, Ladd was anxious to change his on-screen persona, and the role of a cowboy hero, Whispering Smith, seemed to fit so well that fans, now in retrospect, see many similarities between his first starring Western and Shane, his most iconic role. Both characters were handy with guns and horses, hid their emotions, had mysterious backgrounds, spoke softly, craved another man's wife, and both were men with iron wills who stood alone. A comic book, The Adventures of Alan Ladd, was created and ran for 9 issues. It was published by DC, most known for Superman and Batman comics, but superheroes were no longer in vogue following World War II. DC licensed the rights to feature movie star Ladd in this series of comics. There was even an Alan Ladd jigsaw puzzle that hit the market. Ladd followed Whispering Smith with a series of other movie hits by next attempting to stretch his acting chops even more with the title role in a big-scale production of F. Scott Fitzgerald's The Great Gatsby in 1949. As Gatsby, Ladd was given high marks by most of the critics, but his fans stayed away and the film underperformed at the box office. It's unfortunate because he succeeded in creating a tragic figure on screen, and Ladd's personal life had many parallels with the character. It's a film that should be seen by both Ladd's fans and his detractors. Still shy and insecure, Ladd buckled his guns back on and headed west for a trio of successful color westerns, all of them before Shane. The first was branded in 1950 as a gunfighter who pretends to be the son of wealthy ranchers but falls in love with a rancher's daughter, Mona Freeman. The film was beautifully shot in Arizona by director and former cameraman Rudolph Mattei. It was another success and placed Ladd firmly in the saddle as a cowboy hero. Next was Red Mountain, loaded with action, more beautiful scenery, and John Ireland as Quantrill, facing Ladd in a guns-a-blazing climax. Elizabeth Scott as Ladd's love interest, generating lots of erotic tension. It works. Red Mountain was to be one of his last films at Paramount. Sue Carroll had negotiated a better financial deal for her star at Warner Brothers. His first film at the new studio, The Iron Mistress in 1952, cast him as knife-wielding Jim Bowie, with old friends Virginia Mayo, Anthony Caruso, and George J. Lewis. The knife fight with Caruso is particularly well staged and exciting. The new contract with Warner Brothers, though, included a clause that gave Paramount 2 more pictures with Ladd. One of them was Shane, which was filmed in 1951 but held back from release until summer of 1953. Shane, based on Jack Schaefer's novel, starred Alan Ladd as a mysterious gunfighter trying to shake his past, but instead, he comes to the aid of homesteaders being bullied off their land by a powerful rancher. With a complex character and relationships hidden beneath the surface, Shane gave Ladd the finest role of his career. The Western classic is a masterpiece from acclaimed director and former cinematographer George Stevens. The strong main cast featured Van Heflin and Jean Arthur as farmers, young Brandon DeWilde as their hero-worshipping son, and Walter Jack Palance as black-clad, murderous hired gun Jack Wilson. The supporting cast included Ben Johnson, Edgar Buchanan, Emil Myers, Elijah Cook Jr., and Ellen Corby, among others. Paramount, Alan Ladd's home studio, didn't want him to star in Shane, feeling that his days as a top box office draw were nearing an end. Besides, they reasoned, his contract had expired. Why star him in such a big, expensive film? However, George Stevens was adamant that Alan Ladd star. There was something about his screen presence that the director felt would enhance the character of the lonely gunman. Stevens was right to hold out. Ladd was perfect for the part, hiding Shane's violent nature beneath his unassuming acting style, making him very believable as the reluctant gunfighter. It was inspired casting from Stevens, and Shane is the role that Ladd is most famous for. During filming, Stevens and Ladd bonded and became lifelong friends, both sharing a love of the outdoors. Shane, filmed beneath the stunning Grand Tetons in Wyoming during 1951, wasn't released until August of 1953, when it was nominated for several Academy Awards: Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor in a Supporting Role for both Brandon DeWilde and Jack Palance, Best Screenplay, and Best Color Cinematography by Loyal Griggs. Ladd wasn't even nominated. Heflin and Palance probably canceled each other out. The film's only Oscar was for color cinematography, which is ironic. And here's why. Due to Stevens' habit of overshooting every scene, the editing process took nearly 2 years to complete. During that time, sales of television sets were booming, and studios hustled to create new enticements to keep audiences in their theater seats. Stereo sound, Cinerama, 3D, and widescreen movies were being marketed. In fact, the protracted editing of Shane took so long that the film's original screen format became outdated. Theaters and patrons only wanted to see new movies in widescreen. Shane had been shot 4:3, the old standard screen size since the dawn of movies. Now, each scene in the completed film of Shane had to be cropped to give it the modern look of a widescreen format. That meant losing a portion of the image at the top of the screen and at the bottom. More time and rising cost were incurred. Paramount was nervous, but it was so spectacularly filmed that Griggs' butchered images remained impressive, and he took home the Best Cinematography Oscar anyway. Plus, Shane turned into a major success, one of the year's most popular films. It easily recouped its cost overruns. It also put Alan Ladd right back near the top of all popularity polls and solidified his Western movie hero status. Ladd's next Western, Saskatchewan, is actually a Northwestern with beautiful Technicolor cinematography taking advantage of the locations in Alberta, Canada. Directed by veteran Raoul Walsh, the film belongs in the subgenre of Canadian Mountie movies. Introduced in a buckskin Shane-like wardrobe who changes to the flashy red jacket of the mounted police, Ladd looks terrific. He's Kemo-Sabe to his sidekick. He's what? That's right, Western fans. Ladd's saddle pal is the Lone Ranger's Tonto, actor Jay Silverheels. Saskatchewan has Ladd revolting against his commander's plan to stop hostiles at the U.S. border. It's strictly B-movie plotting and a big come-down from the complexities of Shane. Also in the cast are J. Carrol Naish, Hugh O'Brien, Richard Long, and yet again Ladd's elementary school pal Anthony Caruso. Leading Lady Shelley Winters didn't help Ladd's always fragile self-confidence. She complained to the press off-camera about having to stand in ditches while doing scenes with short Ladd. Drumbeat in 1954 followed and was the first film under the Ladd unit banner at Warner Brothers named Jaguar Productions. Written and directed by Delmar Daves of Broken Arrow fame and shot in his familiar Sedona, Arizona locations, Drumbeat is a terrific widescreen color entertainment, giving Ladd his best role since Shane. It's based on the story of Johnny McKay, Indian fighter and peace commissioner in 1870s California and Oregon. Ladd, as McKay, is charged with bringing in renegade Modoc, Captain Jack, played by Charles Bronson. As Captain Jack, Bronson commands his every scene. It's his first role after changing his surname from Baczynski to Bronson. Ladd's budding romance in the film with Audrey Dalton is believable, and they are quite good together. Surrounded by a cast that included Elijah Cook Jr., Strother Martin, Frank DeCova, and Ladd pals George J. Lewis and Tony Caruso, Drumbeat was a success. Following Drumbeat, Ladd was approached by his friend, director George Stevens, who offered him the role as Jet Rink in Stevens' next production, Giant. Stevens wanted to work again with Ladd. It's interesting to think of how that role might have changed Alan Ladd's career had he said yes. Ladd's acting certainly improved when guided by a top director, someone like Stevens who understood Ladd's strengths and how to bring them out and use them on screen as he had done in Shane. Ladd, however, wanted the lead role, the romantic lead opposite Elizabeth Taylor, a part already given to rising star Rock Hudson. Ladd's wife Sue agreed that he should not take a secondary role. Disappointed, Stevens cast James Dean for the part. In 1956, Ladd's Jaguar Productions made a rare dramatic television film based on his radio series, Box 13. It was a half-hour pilot shown on GE Theater starring Ladd as Dan Halliday, a successfully retired best-selling author of mystery novels who craved adventure. Like most film noir stories, the hero is drugged, beat up, and wrongly accused of murder. Written and directed by Ladd's radio partner Frank Tuttle, the pilot failed to launch a series. Another Ladd Jaguar production western was The Big Land in 1957, written by a pre-Bonanza David Dortort and directed by Gordon Douglas. Ladd is a Civil War vet who fights cattle buyer black-clad Anthony Caruso, co-starring Virginia Mayo, Edmund O'Brien, and a small part for Ladd's young son, David. The film was not a success. That same year, Ladd's non-Western, A Boy and His Dolphin, filmed on location in Greece, depleted whatever confidence Ladd had gained. As a last-minute replacement for Robert Mitchum, he received a very large salary, but was devastated when he met his co-star, statuesque Sophia Loren, in her American film debut. She towered over him and created a sensation with her sizzling scenes in and out of the water. Alan Ladd looks bewildered in their love scenes. He was miscast and miserable. His drinking increased. Ladd's next Western was The Proud Rebel in 1958 from a story by James Edward Grant. It was tops in every department. Directed by legendary Michael Curtiz, produced by Sam Goldwyn Jr., with music by Jerome Moros, and was shot in superb locations around Kanab, Utah. Ladd plays a Confederate veteran living in the North, searching for a cure to his son's shock-induced muteness. Playing his son was Ladd's own 11-year-old boy, David. Their scenes together show tenderness, love, and frustration. There are very good performances from both, especially when Ladd must sell his son's only friend, King the dog. Ladd's leading lady was the wonderful Olivia de Havilland. Dean Jagger and his sons, played by Harry Dean Stanton and Thomas Pittman, were the brutal Northerners. Reviews were good, but the film was only a modest success. Also in 1958 was a Western remake of the crime classic The Asphalt Jungle. It became The Badlanders, starring Ladd, Ernest Borgnine and his wife-to-be Cathy Hirado, Kent Smith, and Nehemiah Persoff in his first Western. Directed by Delmar Daves, The Badlanders had Ladd taking over the Sam Jaffe role as Dutchman, the mastermind, with Borgnine handling the muscle, the part played originally by Sterling Hayden. Of course, Anthony Caruso had a part. It's a solid film, well-reviewed, and deserves to be seen. Only in his 40s, Ladd was looking overweight and tired. His bouts with depression and alcoholism had taken away his boyish handsomeness. His face was puffy, his performances listless. He just didn't seem to care. 2 more lesser westerns followed. Guns of the Timberland, 1960, a Technicolor Jaguar production, has been called Alan Ladd's worst movie. Judge for yourself. The cast can't be faulted. Gene Crane, Gilbert Rowland, Noah Berry Jr., Lyle Betker, George J. Lewis, and making his film debut, pop star Frankie Avalon singing 2 very forgettable songs by Toonsmiths Mac David and Jerry Livingston. The title for one song, are you ready? Gee whiz, Willikers, golly gee. Yeah, golly gee is right. Frankie's love interest was Ladd's daughter, Alana. Guns of the Timberland ended Alan Ladd's association with Warner Brothers. Ladd was another late addition to his last period Western, One Foot in Hell, in 1960. Don Murray was originally set to star in the modestly budgeted Western, but when Ladd became available, Don took the secondary role as a drunk sheriff. Perhaps if the roles had been reversed, the film might have turned out better. One Foot in Hell was barely released, and when it played at all, it was on the bottom half of double bills. Don Murray joined me to talk about working with Ladd and how the actor hid his booze while filming. He was well off financially but morbidly depressed. In November 1962, he was found unconscious, lying in a pool of blood with a gunshot wound near his heart. Miraculously, Ladd pulled through and the incident was covered up as an accident that happened while cleaning his gun. After his recovery, there were 2 more films. One, an Italian sword and sandal disaster, Duel of the Champions, had difficulty finding a distributor. But the other, 13 West Street, harkened back to his 40s film noir movies. It was a hard-hitting crime drama with Ladd producing and starring alongside Rod Steiger and upcoming young talents Chris Robinson and Mark Slade. Unfortunately, Ladd's name on the marquee wasn't enough, and the film failed to find an audience. Alan Ladd's starring days were over, and his drinking, and now sedatives, began to take an even greater toll on his health. While his career was coming to an end, something unusual happened. Alan Ladd was wanted back at Paramount Studios, not as a leading man, but as a supporting player in the adaptation of Harold Robbins' best-selling sexy novel, The Carpetbaggers, a very fictionalized biography of millionaire Howard Hughes. The film was to be directed by Edward Dmytryk. Early in his career, Dmytryk had directed The Young Unknown Lad in a Poverty Row Monogram production, her first romance in 1940. The time seemed right to work with him again. This time, Alan Ladd took the character part. It was a role he seemed well suited for as Nevada Smith, a washed-up Western movie star. George Peppard and Carol Baker were the stars, but Ladd received prominent second billing. Coming at a time when Hollywood censorship and taboos were being broken, the film was marketed as a sex romp with scintillating photos of Carol Baker. Today, it all seems very tame. The Carpetbaggers was and still is considered glossy trash, although it does have its good points. The cast is exceptional, with solid work from Elizabeth Ashley, Martin Balsam, Robert Cummings, and yes, Alan Ladd. Nevada Smith is the only person in the movie who has a sense of right and wrong. Maybe he's a little old-fashioned, but that suited Ladd well. He has a confrontation with Peppard, both verbal and physical, at the end of the film. It's truly memorable. Alan Ladd delivered. I remember one reviewer at the time commenting how good Ladd's performance was, and that it was nice to see Alan Ladd in a movie. Perhaps the reviewer was feeling nostalgic. You see, Alan Ladd died before the film was ever released. The Carpetbaggers was his swan song. Ladd's body was found at his home in Palm Springs, dead from an overdose of alcohol and barbiturates, January 29, 1964, at the age of 50. While some say that it was a suicide, coroners ruled that it was an accidental death. Raised in poverty, Alan Ladd, the short, shy young boy who wanted to be a movie star, had become one of the most popular actors in the world. Sadly, that stardom never brought him the confidence or pleasure that he craved, and he died too soon. His films, though, brought happiness and excitement to millions of fans. Alan Ladd left behind a legacy of several all-time classic movies. For us, they are timeless.